Acupuncture is the oldest form of medicine in the world. It is the most researched form of medicine in the world. It's the most consistent form of medicine in the world, and it has met the test of time. The test of evidence. For over 4,000 years, acupuncture has been practiced. And in an ancient culture where people around the world were hiding in caves and etc., acupuncture flourished. And acupuncture was developed as an art, a very, very precise art. It was said, it was rumored, that an angel had come from over the mountain down from the sky and gave them acupuncture and taught them the ways of this ancient art. It truly, acupuncture has met the test of time. And if we look at this test, if we take a look here, we're going to see for all these years that the liver meridian is connected to the big toe and the bladder meridian to the little toe. It definitely has met the test of time. We talk about the test of time, that 15 years in a marriage is the test of time. If we talk about the Constitution, 200 years. We talk about the Bible. Acupuncture is older than the Bible. It definitely has met the test of time. Major books and research have been written about acupuncture, and that this art has such an incredible consistency, stretching through the time. And we look at other different medical arts that have been developed, we see that acupuncture not only is the longest of them, but it's the most consistent. Absolutely the most consistent. When people around the world were just developing candles, and they were hunters and gatherers for the most part around the world. There were acupuncture medical schools before the Europeans had invented pants or trousers. If we look back a couple of thousand years, we can see that there was just a couple of systems of medicine. Ayurvedic, which is an excellent system, still used in its original form, but the Egyptian form is fallen away. But acupuncture has maintained an incredible precision through the years in cultures that other people didn't even like, cultures where people fought, and they still agreed connected to the big toe and the bladder meridian to the little toe. There's still this incredible precision. It makes us think. We now have to realize this incredible precise consistency for over 4,000 years. The books that have been written, the insight, the development, this incredible consistent technology, you'd have to be a moron to not see that there's something there, that this angel perhaps did give them something to produce this idea of health, the idea of an energy flow. This whole system is based on the idea of an energy, a systematic energy flowing through the body that helps to stimulate health, balance, wellness. All of these factors happening in ancient China. They studied and developed this art, and they were able to then make metal, bronze, etc. And this allowed for the development of the needle. This is before money, and there was barter systems, and you worked with the acupuncturist when you were healthy. When you were sick, you didn't pay, you didn't barter. And the acupuncturist had to put balls every time one of his patients died, corresponding to the age of that patient. He had to put a ball out so you could see just how well they were working. It was a true system of health care, not disease care. It was health care. And the acupuncturist had developed this way of looking at health, energy, flow. They didn't have the interference of money or greed. They only worked on energy ideas. Ideas that, it's hard to understand today. But yet they developed this idea of an awakening of the chi, an awakening of the life force, where much of our modern medicine has gone away from life force. Don't even think about life force. Here in China, life force was the pinnacle of health. Even though they didn't quite understand all the facets, all this science, they still knew that this was a system that worked, extremely consistent, extremely successful around the world. And as we go around the world, look at this. We're still going to see the liver meridians connected to the big toe, the bladder meridian to the little toe. We see this incredible consistency. Truly the test of time and consistency. And today around the world, every country has acupuncturists, and it's celebrated around the world. The Chinese had a very strong ancestor worship, respect for the dead, and they wouldn't do autopsies. That was developed in Europe, where they didn't care about the dead so much. So acupuncture was developing, but yet not in certain ways, not in ways of the European or later on the American. And what about electricity? You see, electricity was developed by mostly a set of Europeans. Galvani, Volta, Ohm, these other people, Louis Ampere Frenchman. And they had the idea, and they were looking to find out ways to understand the body electric. That's why they developed their ideas. Their ideas of electricity came from looking into biology and trying to understand the body electric. So then we started to see that it was developing two different ways, Eastern medicine, Western medicine. And because people couldn't quite explain the science, they didn't understand quantum physics, so they couldn't quite understand the science of acupuncture. The existence of Taoism started to develop with ideas of the universe and also reinforcing ideas of energy. And looking at this, because over here in China, they really cared about looking into energy and looking into these deep beliefs. The deep, soft principles of acceptance, etc., through the Tao. And my son Sterling and I, we developed a class for you on the Tao. Lessons of the Tao for you to watch. So as we started to look at this, years ago, I started to see, well, what could I do to develop a more modern type of acupuncture? Taking the science of electricity, taking all what we knew about the body electric, and bringing them into an existence. And I was able to make a machine over about 20 years of work, and I got it FDA registered back in 1989. Very historical occasion that I got this first form of electroacupuncture really registered with the FDA, and even had articles published about us. First medical article was about the butterfly device in England journal. Yes, but there was a witch hunt by small minds at the FDA. And the acupuncturist asked me to make a 510K to register the acupuncture needles, which I did. And the FDA drummed up charges against me, false charges. And I was persecuted. I made a movie about this called Sworn on the Altar, if you want to see the exact events. Well, I went to court and won. In 1996, the FDA, because of me, had to register the acupuncture needles. They now became medical devices, and thereby insurance could pay for them. And still, the bladder meridians on the little toe and the liver meridians on the big toe. Incredible consistency. Because what we see now is an incredible, fantastic medical art that is coming to life in our medical machines. Because we're taking this art and making it more modern, bringing it into the quantum world, understanding the energy, the different energies that are flowing, and how they affect the organs. Because now we have the anatomy behind us. We can understand these things better. We can bring this all to a group of understanding and bring it to a way of seeing the world and a way of understanding chi and understanding energy. There are many names for the life force, what makes us truly living. Vitality, vita V, life force. But we also think of the chi, the basic idea that comes to us from a 4,000-year-old system of medicine, acupuncture, where the meridians will allow the cycling of energy, the cycling of life force, the bones offering the structure, the muscles allow us to move and action. Then we have the circulatory system that allows us to bring nutrition to cells and take away waste products. The nervous system, all of these different systems that are life, living, not dead, not thermodynamic, quantic in their action, quantic in their ability to recycle energy, the flow of energy, the life force, all these different ideas that came to life in a true understanding of energy medicine that has survived for over 4,000 years. Something that has shown us that all of the qualities of that life force that bring together and make us human come and bring a way of understanding and a type of medicine. All of this coming together so that we can understand the flow of the acupuncture meridians and how the acupuncture meridians are bringing that quality of life force to allow us to move and to become a human. You see, for over 4,000 years, and through all of human conflict, greed, exploration, acupuncture, chi, energetic medicine, has survived, persevered, and flourished. And now it's time for a new vision of electrical, energetic acupuncture medicine. So now we've taken this ancient system of energetic medicine, brought it into the world of electricity, brought it into the world of quantum, so that we could start to understand how to boost chi, understand the quantum nature and the electrical nature of chi. Education of the muscles for sport, education of the mind for school, because we can not only increase your sport performance, we can increase your mental performance, we can increase your intellect. Beauty, the science of beauty and symmetry, and then the vitality of spirit, bringing this all together so that now we bring the Nelson Quantum Biofeedback System. Nelson Quantum Biofeedback. 5,000 years, 4,000 years medical history of an exact, consistent, proven, an exact science of acupuncture, exact points. Incredible. And now with today's new work of electronics and the ideas of quantum physics, we bring this new form of old style medicine to you.
NQB is here to enhance your overall future performance cognitively, emotionally, mentally, to bring everything into the greatest balance and help you to become the best version of you. We are both here to support you and manifest your dreams.